Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Questionable Calls. I'm Rishi, joined by David. On today, our main topic is about tennis reservation system, and we are going international on this episode, all the way up into the strange country of San Francisco. Where David is really from. We'll always, talk about our tennis recap, which is what we should start with. David, it's been a minute since we talked about the tennis we've played. What's been happening?
It's been a while. It certainly has. And the league has been progressing. I won a singles match, and then I've been losing all my doubles matches, which is expected.
This is the 3-5 league, right?
Yeah. At one of the matches, my partner and I were up, I think it was 5-3 in the first set, and then lost a couple of match points, and then lost the first set 7-5, lost the second set 6-3 or something. So it was bad. But, I'm not a doubles player, so that's just kind of what happens. But
Yeah.
still very winnable. The more exciting news is that I have started to venture into, I need to be careful about my language here, tennis instruction. I'm not a coach, I'm not a certified coach, but I just posted a couple of Facebook groups saying, hey, if you're an intermediate player and you want to level up your game or you want some tips, I'm happy to hit with you, help you get some reps in, give you some tips. And the way I framed it was the first few people who reach out to me will get their first session for free. And then if you want to continue, then that would be paid. But a lot of people reached out to me, and I started to schedule some people in over the next week or two. In fact, today, I played with some of my friends, and I used them as guinea pigs, 3 of them. And we went over so the very first thing I taught them was split step. Got to split step every shot, and that already was kind of like a big hurdle for them. So taught them about that, taught them about the proper stance, that kind of stuff. We went over some serves and some volleys. So it was a lot, but from teaching them, I was able to get a better idea of how much can fit into 1 hour for someone. Like I could just focus on all ground strokes, So I'm trying to focus on what someone's goals are and what they want to improve on, and then focus on that. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not like Adam status or like Amy Yee instructor status, but for me it's just like, hey, if you need someone to hit with, but can also give you feedback, that's what I can do.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I made it clear that it has to be like a 2-0 to 3-0 kind of range
Yeah,
because
it's not intermediate. I think you started with intermediate, and I'm like, what?
I can't teach beginners. I can't do like the
Well, 2-0 to
softballs.
3-0 is beginner.
3-0 is like intermediate, right?
3-0 is getting to intermediate.
Yeah, I
We're
was like, if you
we're
can get the
very
ball,
intermediate.
yeah, if you can get the ball over the net and maintain a rally, then you're fine, right? Like that's
Yeah.
the level that I want to talk to, because otherwise it's not really fun to run and pick up balls. I'm not going to be feeding them from the basket all the time. I just want to rally with them because I feel like getting better at tennis requires just putting the hours in, right? Like
Yeah,
getting the hits, so I can do that with them.
absolutely.
And I'm such a nerd that I could focus in on so many intricate parts of the
Oh
game.
yeah,
And
for
so
sure.
can you. Yeah.
We've gotten so many of these lessons. We've played so much. We've noticed so much, a little bit here and there. I haven't gotten private instruction in a while. I think you have, like last year or so. And yeah, it's just so many things.
Yeah, the thing is these fundamentals are relatively simple, but you could just focus on one of them and that could last you for a few weeks of repetitions and really focusing on that. So a little bit goes a long way, I think.
Yeah.
And there's so many things to think about. So we'll see. I'm just at this point I'm trying to dabble in various things, and I'm thinking a larger picture, how can I have so many interests and hobbies, right? Like how can I monetize those? It's not just about the money, right? It's just about uh if I'm doing these things anyway, if I enjoy doing them, why not try to make it some kind of part-time job? So
Yeah.
I've been doing that with photography. So getting into tennis now, maybe I'll try doing it with guitar somehow. But in that vein, someone saw my post on Facebook and reached out, and he is one of the coordinators, I guess, of the upcoming paddle club to be opening in Bellevue from June to September. And then he told me after that they're going to be moving to Ballard in a more permanent location, but it's going to be called Jam Paddle. He took interest in me because I said that I could give instruction, and he said that he could arrange so that I got the proper training and certification to become a paddle coach. So even though it's like, I don't know how to play paddle right now, but they're going to get me to that point, which I can coach and give instruction.
Yeah,
So he said that tennis players find it pretty easy to adapt to paddle. So that could be exciting too.
that sounds really exciting. If you could quit tennis, I'm gonna kill you though.
Yeah. Like I haven't really played like multiple sports before, like spike ball maybe, but like if it's two racket sports, I only have so much time in my life. So it remains to be seen. Like we haven't really ironed out the details of like pay and stuff like that. But if anything, I'm just excited to learn a new racket sport.
Yeah,
And paddle has always seemed like a lot of fun to me. So it's cool that's coming to the Seattle area.
yeah, I think that's a great idea actually.
Yep.
Yeah,
So a lot of exciting things coming up. What about
bet.
you?
Yeah, I think I've played a bunch of trio league matches. They always put me up in singles one. Uh, been winning so far. It's really funny. I'll tell you. I always start at least the first set with being a breakdown. I just need to be able to like feel like I could lose this to just go like, okay, I have to take this really seriously, and then I win.
So do you normally serve first?
No, it changed. Oh, if it's my choice, I serve first. Yes. No, but my first serve game is not necessarily the one I get broken on.
Hmm.
It's like the second game I serve or something of that. Or I think I played like three matches, and I didn't serve first on all of them. So I only served
Yeah.
from
Well,
one.
getting broken early is not the end of the world at this level.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, it's just like I kind of feel like I have to be down and feel like I could lose this match. I'm always like down 2-4 in the first set at some point.
Hmm.
And then I always win it like 6-4 or like I'm down 2-0, then I win 6-2. Something like that. Yeah, it's been good. I was planning to play doubles one with Pomik tomorrow, but I think I'm actually gonna end up playing singles one instead. Was not prepared for that, so I'm like a little nervous again, but I think I'll be fine. I will say there's some really good players in like singles one when you play in trio league. I played this guy who is even better at getting the balls than like you or one of our other friends, John Pock. I
Hmm.
hit two overheads on different corners. Granted, they're not like super crazy overheads, but like this guy got it. Yeah. So I don't know. That's going to be fun and interesting playing the match tomorrow. I played Harry as well. One set, I lost 6-4, which is not too bad considering
Hmm.
Harry's like a 4-4-5. It's kind of weird that I'm really close in these sets against trios and Harry as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're there, Harry.
yeah. With Harry, I just kind of went redlining down the line as much as possible.
Hmm.
I think he gave me, he was not having his best day, so he gave me some short balls every now and then, which I just took it. I just did not hesitate.
Yeah, and I guess I forgot to mention this earlier, but shameless plug. If you're listening and you would like to have the instruction that I mentioned, please contact us.
Yeah. Just hit us up on our Instagram.
Yes. Also, update on our extensive coverage of the pickleball tennis situation. There is no update. Oh, actually, sorry, there is. This
Yeah.
Thursday, because public feedback session has ended, but what I heard is that there's going to be another Parks and Rec Board of Supervisors, or sorry, Board of Commissioners meeting happening this coming Thursday, the 28th, and they're going to just go over the feedback. So it's not really for the public to like give extensive public comment anymore, although there's going to be a little bit of time for that. But the fact that they're still talking about it, I think it's still kind of relevant.
Do you know where this is? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Well, it's a monthly meeting of the board, but it's going to be at 100 Dexter again.
Same spot.
Yeah, yeah. So I may go to that, but I think I've already said what I need to say, both online and in person. Also, what we what I forgot to mention last time during our recap was I think meeting we went to, or those series of meetings, have been the first time that Seattle tennis and pickleballers have been together in the same like having some kind of dialogue. Maybe it has happened in the past before I moved to Seattle, but that seemed interesting to me because in the past it's all been online and like taking shots at each other, maybe on the court some disagreements, but like it's kind of cool to see us all in one place and kind of all trying to work toward the same goal in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure what'll happen after that meeting, but it's all in the city's hands now.
I played some tennis with like two people I had just met, and Christina Broadwin, who we met at the meeting, who has the petition on Move On for advocating for tennis. She has her QR codes on the tennis woodland courts as well. So please see that QR code, sign that petition. Send
Yes.
a link for that one in this description as well.
Yeah, there's also another, I think it's change.org petition, but Seattle Metro Pickleball Association had a counter proposal to the racket sport strategy. And if you look at the details of that, one of their proposals is to, because they're like, oh, don't take away the dual line courts until the supply is maintained, right? Like there's more pickleball courts added. And one of the solutions they're proposing is Amy Yee and Lower Woodland dual stripe those courts for pickleball. And this change.org petition is like, we are not going to stand for that. Like, no way. That is
I will seriously like commit what's the thing called? Like
manslaughter.
no.
Amy Yee and Lower Woodland have always been considered like the holiest sites in
Yeah.
Seattle tennis. So, like, I think everyone knows that that kind of proposal is ridiculous and will never get passed. However, it takes a little push of the boulder to get it going, and like it could lead to something more drastic. Like maybe if someone on the board's convinced somehow, like, yeah, that's why that other petition exists to push back on that,
Yeah,
even though
absolutely,
it's
which is good.
ridiculous. Yes.
Yeah, please send a link to that in the chat. I'm gonna sign up and I'm gonna tell everyone to sign up for that one as well.
Yeah. There's just a lot of like extreme ideas being thrown around and
Yeah, never look like their Facebook page is like the absolute worst.
full of boomers too.
It's insane.
But it's on brand for pickleball.
It is on brand. I'll share one more thing I saw. This is not to demonize people. It is true when they say things about, well, pickleball tennis culture is different. I was playing pickleball with some of my friends who have never played tennis, so I can't play tennis with them. And we're playing pickleball at some like random park all the way in north of Green Lake. And there's two pickleball courts. The people on the other court, whenever the ball like came close to our court, just like kind of rushed in, and that was just like that's the only thing I could do. Like you can't do that. You're gonna get hurt.
Mhm.
But anyways, I would we could keep going on about this. We could make this whole podcast about tennis versus pickleball.
Well, you can be assured that once there's any major update, even non-major update, we will talk about it.
Yeah. All right. On to our big ticket item, David.
Yes, it's kind of related actually. We're talking about the city policies, and we're talking today about tennis court reservations versus walk-on courts. Now, reservations are not really a new concept, but cities have chosen various times to implement them, and I think some cities don't require you to pay for reservations. It's more like a online management system. Uh, but here in Seattle, and recently in SF as well, as of a couple of years ago, you do have to pay. And it's not super expensive. Like I think an hour and a half is like $24 or something here in Seattle. So certainly cheaper than playing indoors. But the advantage that the reservation gives you is you have a guaranteed time slot in which you know you're going to be playing. And for example, if you have something going on right after, you can know that you won't be late for that because you know when you're going to be finished with tennis, going to the next thing. Whereas if you want to go on a walk on court, you risk waiting for a court to open up. You risk also getting kicked off if you're playing on a reserve court and other things. So if you have flexibility in your schedule, then that probably works better, or if you want to save money. But reservations just gives a little more structure to the schedule. It also helps manage demand because not everyone will all try to go at the same time. So there are pros and cons for each,
Mm-hmm.
but you will find various opinions on these two different systems. Let me give an example. So Lower Woodland, in fact, well, actually most multi-court locations in Seattle have a mixture of reserved courts and walk-on courts.
Which the way I absolutely prefer it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Most of them are always reservable. one thing to note. And then there's some walk-ons, which is the best because sometimes people can't really have planned so much in advance. And yeah.
Yeah, and like some places are two courts, right? And it's one reservable, one walk on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And with like the Matcha app, for example, even if a court is reservable, it may not be actually reserved, so you can see if it's available. So there's advantages that you can use, but I've used both. I usually try to walk on if I can because I'm cheap that way, and if I have time, might as well. At Lower Woodland, there's 10 courts, 4 of which are walk on, 6 of which are reservable. And sometimes, if we're not reserving, then I have the group split up to each end and see which of the 4 courts open up first.
Yeah.
So that can work, but otherwise, if we're doing like a team practice or something, it's better so that like you don't have to make more people wait. Just
Yeah,
might as
yeah,
well
yeah.
reserve. So it really depends on your scenario and your
Yeah.
needs. But recently I heard that in Vancouver, one of the most popular locations in the park started implementing a reservation system, and people were not happy about that because you have to pay for it. And the reason that they implemented it was because of the demand. They want to kind of manage and curb the demand, but people are like, I already pay taxes for these public facilities. Why should I pay more? And the reason the government gives is like it'll help with maintenance and stuff. And it's funny because in Canada, they're commies, right? So they pay a lot of taxes already, and so it is understandable that they would be mad about that. But you know, obviously, I don't live in Vancouver. I don't know what it's like over there. But my knee-jerk reaction is, if the demand is really high, then won't reservations help lower that demand or like manage it a little bit? Because if you continue with the status quo, then you're going to be waiting a long time for these courts. I don't know. I feel like New York is
I
even
think
more
hold up. I'm gonna correct you a little bit there. On the reservation, you can make the reservations free.
in in
Sorry.
Vancouver.
Yeah, you could just make them not charge, make people not.
Oh, you could do it that way. Yes, you could.
Yeah, like it. I really don't think it's a good idea when we're talking about, well, g- for a city to curb demand like that. What they're looking to do is to not have it be unsatisfied, like too many people standing around being frustrated at the time. Something like sort of manage the system better, more so than that, than anything, manage the system better. Because when you raise prices to lower demand, problem is some people might not be able to afford. Some people are counting every single expense that they're doing, and if they want to play tennis consistently, I know tennis is already expensive, so they're kind of losing money anyways, but like it adds up.
Yeah. Some could say that it is hurting equitable access to
Equitable access, yeah.
public facilities. If it was free reservations, then I would imagine that people would find a way to game the system. Maybe like reserve multiple blocks on a row or something. I don't know, but there's no easy answer to this. But even like taking money out of the equation. Well, sorry, before I do that, money, the fact that reservations do cost at least a little bit makes it so that people are more inclined to care about the reservation. Like they won't be a no-show. Like someone reserves and doesn't show up. Imagine if that were to happen, someone were if they checked the schedule and saw that it was reserved, they would not go on the court. But then like if the person who reserved it doesn't even show up, then that's wasted. But nothing's guaranteed. So
You could have a fee for not showing up.
you could, yeah, but who's gonna enforce that?
Well, actually, it is the case in most things. Actually, if I have like a haircut appointment, I don't show up, I no show for it, like I get charged money.
Right, because you could not show up to your reservation and you don't get your money back. But is there a penalty for that?
Well, how will they know I showed up?
Right.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
Tough problem solved.
yeah, I think some people like even they'll do like only reservations because that's how they like to do things. Other people will do only walk-ons. Um, but I think the system in Seattle is pretty good.
I like it. I
You
really like.
can reserve pretty far ahead in advance,
Yes.
and it kind of like controls the flow of traffic a little bit. some people are just opposed altogether to the idea of paying for reservations because again, it is um, city public facilities. So
Hmm.
there was a similar kind of, as a British people would say, a row, meaning like a hubbub, I guess,
Yeah.
when in San Francisco, when I lived there, the city was charging for picnic table reservations, like barbecues and stuff.
Hmm.
And again, it was like, oh, this
How
is
much?
public. I don't remember. I don't think it was that much, but enough that people noticed. And
Okay.
people were again like, this is a public commodity resource. Why should I pay for it? I think again, I agreed with the reservation system in the sense of like it helps you plan ahead. It also helps to reduce conflict if like two groups are there at the same time, for example. Although, here in Seattle, Golden Gardens, they have the fire pits, right? The bonfire pits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's completely first come, first serve. So people get there really early, kind of like stake it out. There's no reservations there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind paying for a reservation as long as it's pretty reasonable. But I just like to be a little more organized, especially when it comes to an event like a barbecue. If I'm expecting like 30, 40 people to show up, I want to know exactly for sure this is going to be available for us at this time.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I think of the same way, but sometimes it's all reserved and you still want to play. So exactly the mix system, it's sort of like my preference.
Yeah, generally, if someone's playing on a court that's reservable and you have the reservation, and you tell them, "Hey, I have a reservation," then they'll respect that because they know how it works. Um, Although once my friend and I were playing on a reserved court, we took the risk, right? And this is before the Matcha app came along, so we didn't know if it was reserved or not. But we were playing, and someone came along and they were like, "Hey, we have this court reserved." And then for whatever reason, my friend decided to ask them, "Can you show me proof?" And that person could not. So they were bluffing, and we didn't give them the court. So there's nothing wrong with asking to see proof.
Yeah.
Um, but you shouldn't be offended by that because if it's true, you have nothing to hide.
Yeah. Yeah. If you say you have a reservation, you need to have the reservation with you.
Yeah, because you could try to play with fire and bluff your way out of it, saying, I have a reservation, and hope they don't ask you about it. But then, if you don't really have a reservation and you start playing, someone who actually has a reservation could come on and kick you off. So the bluffing cycle can continue that way unless someone actually asks, hey, can you show me proof? So that's reservation system versus walk on. But what about just talking about walk on courts and the system for that? Because if there's no reservations, at least here in Seattle, the rules state if you're playing singles and someone's waiting, from the time they start waiting, the timer will start. So 60 minutes for singles.
It's not the time to start waiting.
What is it then?
It's 60 minutes.
From the time you started playing?
Yes. But there's no way to enforce it so it's effectively
But I
from
thought the sign said when someone starts waiting.
I sure whatever it is. It ends up being the same thing, but sorry, keep going.
Because like basically it says the max that someone should wait 60 minutes.
I see. I see. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep
And
going.
if it's doubles, that gets increased to 90 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So obviously it's not going to be fun to wait for an hour or an hour and a half, but that is within the rules. Usually people do turn over before an hour, but it depends on when they started. So that's usually how it goes. And we've experienced that. Hence, tennis courts are not always empty, but some groups have tried to game the system. And if there's a big group that consists of like 6 to 12 people or something, they'll all be hanging out. They'll arrive at different times. And let's say that they were playing a doubles set, and I arrived like maybe half an hour into their time there. My clock has started, right? 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's say they finish the set in another 30 minutes. So I've been waiting for 30 minutes. They finish the set. But then during that 30 minutes, some of their guys in their group arrive. And then once the set finishes, they start another set. And then to them, they're like, oh, we're starting a new set with the different people. That resets the timer. But for me, I only have one timer and it's continuing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you're talking about Lower Woodland, right?
Yes. We have affectionately dubbed them the Boomer Mafia.
Okay, so yeah, this is it's absolutely messed up. I know you've had that sort of encounter. Fortunately, I think it's like weekend mornings. I haven't really s- um seen that for myself, but that's absolutely wrong. So, say that timer, right? That timer is not for the set. It's not for the group. It is for you, right? Is you're first in line. If their friend comes in and they want to play, he's second in line.
Right. Technically, he cut you.
He cut in line, right?
Yeah.
This is just a fancy way of cutting in line.
Yeah, and like let's say that they had a group going but someone was late. That's totally fine, but that just means that they don't get to play as long.
Yeah. They don't get to like I said, cut in line and have another spot again and again.
Yeah, the timer never resets. It all starts when I arrive. And unfortunately, that usually results in me having to wait the full time allowed, but then they're not going to give up the court because they're not keeping track of time. I have to go over and tell them, "Hey, I've been waiting for 90 minutes."
Yeah.
And sometimes they won't even give up the court even then because they'll try to come up with some BS excuse about, oh, we started a new set, there's different people here, but there's always overlap. So they think that they own the courts, these walk-on courts even, not even reserved. And to the point that they'll even like have their own equipment like rollers and like stuff to brush off the leaves, which is cool, but they lock them up using codes only they know. So
Yeah.
this is again a public facility.
Absolutely.
So sometimes I've seen this like Sunday afternoons when it's like really busy and they're just taking up all the courts. It's not just us. A lot of people who have played there have also run into the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. This is super well known among the tennis community.
Yes, and I admit that the name we give them is probably not accurate because they're not probably not boomers. They're probably Gen Xers, but it's very boomer mentality. It's definitely a mafia. I haven't seen them in a while, but that's because I haven't really gone to Lower Woodland in a while. But they're probably still there if they're still alive.
Um, Adam's a friend of them, by the way, if you don't know.
Fraternizing with the enemy.
Yeah. And I believe this leads us to the most egregious and the most questionable thing, but questionable in a bad way.
Yeah, it's funny because even though I am from SF, I didn't play that much when I lived there, at least not as an adult. When I was a kid, I just played at the park near my house, but Rossi Park is not in my neighborhood, although I have been there when I was a kid. There are tennis courts there. I have not played on them, but as of a couple years ago, there's this social group called Rossi Racket Club. They have this whole membership thing. You have to pay to join it, but they will organize time slots. Basically, like you join our group, you can sign up to play, and you're guaranteed time to play on these courts. They play on walk-on courts, so they're not paying for it. They're not making reservations. They are occupying the courts for from what I've read, and this is all on Reddit, by the way, r/San Francisco, 8 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturdays and Sundays too, I think.
Yeah.
So 4 hours straight on walk-on courts, and the system in SF is a bit different because I'm not entirely clear on the exact implementation of this, but they're trying to encourage more doubles play so more people can get on the court, which means if you're
Uh,
playing singles,
If you're playing singles
yes,
and two other people are waiting for the court, you are obligated to allow them to play doubles with you. And I read this when I read this the Reddit thread about all of this and everything. My first thought was, what a commie ass system is this?
is SF more commie than Seattle?
No, I would protest that. I would go to all the SPR meetings if they make that a rule.
Right, especially for the single specialists among us.
It's I mean, you hate doubles. Like, I don't mind doubles, but think of it this way. You could be having a flex league match. These are not leagues that are like officially recognized by the city or anything, so you can't get exceptions on this. So what are you supposed to like end your league match?
I think you can at least finish your set.
Oh wait, but these are unreservable courts, so that's fine. I get it. But say you're playing a practice set, right? You're practicing. You're not gonna. I don't know. I think it's absurd.
Yeah, it's weird though because I don't think this is really enforced because For example, at Dolores Park, which is a pretty big park in the city, there's like 6 courts there, I think. I've had to wait there for quite a while when I was visiting SF, and most people who are playing there are singles, and like we're not integrating with them. So I think people,
Who would want to get integrated
right.
as well? That's the thing about tennis,
So I
right?
don't think it really happens that much, but that is basically what the rule is.
The law.
Yes, the law of the
It's a
land.
socialist. Uh,
Right. Our courts, comrade. But yeah, this Rossi Racket Club, I think they're pretty doubles focused. So they're on these walk-on courts, and let's say they have double set going. If you and I were to go want to play singles, they would be like, or even if we waited for the allotted time, they'd be like, you can't because we're already playing doubles. But no, that's not how it works. That's not what the rule means. And there's like this whole Reddit thread on it. Like someone posted about it, and not only his experience, but also, or it could have been her. I don't know, they them. Also a private message thread between them and someone from the club, which has become known as the Cabal. Actually, henceforth shall be known
that is,
as the Cabal. Yes,
David, let's kind of like give a little bit of summary on what the thing is.
yes.
So the Rossi Park Tennis Cabal. It's this website, Rossi Racket Club. Like you said, 8 to 12. They charge membership fees and fees for attending their cabal. The person who created this thread is someone who plays there all the time, has noticed this over the years, saw a bunch of teenagers get denied, had to write it, wrote it on Reddit, got reached out by one of the people, one of the heads of this cabal.
Head honcho.
They just have like a conversation. It's not supremely nasty, but there are words.
It's like subtly threatening though, because like
It is, and it's subtly threatening by the Rossi Racket Club guy, and not
yeah,
so.
the guy keeps saying things like, "Hey, buddy," like "Hey, friend," but like
Hey,
he's like,
yeah, we'll have a chat, man to man.
yeah, like first of all, that's assuming gender, but also like he's saying like, "Let's meet in person," like almost like, "Let's take this outside," "Catch me outside." How about that?
Yeah,
So
exactly like that.
yeah,
We'll have a grown up talk or something, face to face. And I don't know. I think that's just that is kind of like a subtle threat. But I think,
yeah, it seems a little immature. Maybe there does need to be some more face-to-face conversation, but like in a civil way, please. Like
yeah,
let's have respect for each other. Um, maybe there's some misconceptions. I don't know, but on the surface, everyone's speaking from their own experience, right?
yeah,
And the original poster was saying that they observed kids wanting to play, waiting for a while, but then the club didn't let them. And it's funny because the Cabal is basically trying to have reservation enjoy reservation benefits without paying for a reservation because you can't even pay for it because those are walk-on courts,
mhm,
and they can't they can't have it both ways. If you're trying to play on walk-on courts for this long block of time, you need to reserve them somewhere else.
yeah, absolutely. And especially because you're charging people, like that's something I don't really like. That's a problematic thing when it comes to like public facilities.
Yeah, like here, for example, there's Racket Club, right? We've been before,
Yeah,
and they do reserve courts. They pay for it. They don't charge for people to attend. It's free for anyone. So they're actually eating the cost. And
yeah,
in the future, maybe they're going to get some sponsorships or something. In fact, there's another club that started up, which is like the same thing as Racket. It's called Seattle Tennis Party, and they have an event coming up this Saturday. They capped it at 60 people. They have sponsorships. They have like discount codes and stuff. Pizza, I think. It's like surprisingly well
yeah. It's a
organized.
Zeke's Pizza, which is like wow, it's going expensive there for no reason.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how they got started. I think it's a bunch of Chinese people because they're on WeChat.
Yeah. They said, "Oh, join our WeChat group," and I'm like, "I'm not
Yeah,
on WeChat. I'm not gonna be on."
yeah, I don't want to be spied on by the Chinese government, Winnie the Pooh. But actually, I used to have a WeChat, but now I can't log into it anymore. I got locked out somehow. But I'm curious. I can't make it this Saturday, but maybe the next time I'll check it out.
Oh, I joined, like I signed up for this Saturday. It's a little before my league match. I don't know if I'll actually go. I'll try.
Okay. Yeah, it seems interesting. But again, for them, they reserve the courts, right? Like it's a
Yeah.
social group, but they did what it takes to have the courts for the time that they want, and they somehow were able to fund it too. So
Yeah.
good
And
for them.
if you reserve the courts and you're trying to just break even and do that kind of like a let's contribute towards it, that's fine by me. But yeah, the free course charging, even I see that it's not too much, but it's still wrong.
Yeah, I'm looking on the
And
Rossi Rack.
I will say something what the thing looks like. I kind of looked into this a little bit. They're kind of doing something what is akin to pickleball open play. And to a certain degree, I like that. I like the concept of what they're trying to do. I do, right? Like playing the devil's advocate here a little bit. And what their message is about is bringing tennis players together in the same way like pickleball players are like a little more together, right? You open play, you chit chat. I really get that. But the way they're going on about this is just if you're going to charge a little money, why not reserve the courts? Why not use their
Yeah,
court reservation system?
and they say that they were established in 2021, which it seems like this may have been a response to COVID. Like, oh, people are starved for social time. Like, let's get them together. Let's get more people to play tennis, which is all well and good. But I don't know, something got lost maybe on the way. Like maybe they lost the plot a little bit. But the SF Chronicle got a hold of this and they did a short article on it. That I don't think they really talk about that there either. But whoever did the article didn't actually talk to anyone from Racket Club, I think, and they actually didn't go on a weekend. They were just there on a weekday. So let's get some better quality journalism here. But I'm just curious, like where the money's going and
Oh,
why they're
I'm
charging.
looking at this a bit now. It says something of a suggested donation is $5. They provide the balls and supplies and such.
Oh,
So
balls. Yeah.
yeah, given I think it's like 10, 12 people a session. It's not they're not profiting off of it.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. That's on Meetup,
It's
right? It's
it's
not.
not something to profit off of, and I just want to be clear here. But I just think it's sort of the way it's kind of going is it is problematic. I think if they just reserve and then charge people, like talk to the city, get this sorted out, I think it's much better. Like the city of Seattle with SPR, I know there's a lot of people who are complaining about SPR, but it's doing some good stuff with, dedicated open play for pickleball versus dedicated reserved play for pickleball, right? Closed play, open play, right?
Yeah.
You can do stuff like this. And I understand as the first person in, you're not just gonna change the system. You have to kind of do stuff on your own. But I don't know. I think there is a certain you are taking it away from people who come to play in these.
Yeah, I think the underlying principle here is
Yeah.
this kind of model would
Would
work
work.
on reserved courts. Like
Yeah,
if that was the only difference, then there'd be no issue, right?
exactly.
So, I mean, they have to change the name maybe, but I don't see why they don't just have it somewhere else.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. Just do your thing on a reserved court, man. Like seriously.
Yeah,
But question, David, I don't know if this was clear before. Does SF not have reserved courts as much?
they do. I'm not sure like what the percentage or the proportion is between reserved and non-reserved, but
Uh-huh.
usually it's similar to Seattle in the sense of like there might be three reserved courts and one non-reserved court
Okay.
in a park.
It's pretty much the same. I've played in SF a little bit. It seemed like the same thing. Wanted to confirm with you. Is Rossi
Hello?
Park not reservable at all?
Sorry, I just lost you.
Oh, sorry, is Rossi Park not reservable at all?
According to the original poster, there are three total courts, two of which are non-reservable and one of which is. The OP has started playing on the reservable court only and just observed what's been going on the non-reservable courts.
Yeah, and I
Kind
believe
of yeah,
that this has gone up to the city as well, and there've been problems. I think what city should do is just make it all reservable. And if Rossi Racket Club wants to do something like that, then They pay for it, reserve the court, and
Well, but then that shuts out people who don't want to reserve, right? Who want to play there.
I understand that, but
Maybe make
or what are they gonna put a ranger in like all the time? Get the people out, arrest people? Like, what's the city supposed to do in these kinds of situations?
I think there was talk about maybe like having a ranger observe what was going on and try to enforce the rules for a little bit, but maybe probably not permanently.
Yeah,
I think what they could do is kind of reverse the ratio of reserve and non-reserved.
that's what I was thinking as
Yeah,
well.
two reservable, one non-reservable. I don't know. I don't live there anymore, so but in any case, it has been very fun to sip this tea, especially not being there anymore, just like following it on Reddit. And it's funny because someone posted a photo, someone else, of the tennis center in SF, the biggest tennis center at Golden Gate Park, which is actually where I learned to play tennis. But there's a sign that said the building will be closed at 8 p.m. Like you can't go inside, you can't use the bathrooms or whatever. Um, and I think it's because of homeless issues, like trashing the bathroom and stuff. But then I commented, is this Cabal related? It wasn't, but like people love the reference. Captain America. I understood the reference, but yeah, people are loving this drama. So hopefully we get some more on it.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yes,
We talk about French Open.
yes, it is that time of year again. Big clay tournament.
Yeah, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention Yannick Sinner just takes the whole clay swing. Who would have thought? Obviously, Alcaraz not being there, it's more obvious than it would be. But wow, career masters.
Yeah, it's called the Golden Masters, right? It's not really clear
Yeah,
why, but
it is career golden masters.
yeah, good for him. Not a surprise, I think,
Yeah.
but he's having quite the season.
Do you think he could do the calendar masters?
It's possible.
He is almost there. I think
Yeah.
what 5 out of 4, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 5 out of 4 already, like already done.
Yeah, there's
Five,
Cincinnati,
5 out of 9,
Canada.
4 left,
Yeah, Cincinnati, Canada, Shanghai.
and Paris.
Yeah, and he's already won Paris from last year.
No, but you got to make it like the Grand Slam. That would be absolute insanity.
Yeah, now that we've heard that Alcaraz is skipping grass season too, it's becoming more and more likely.
Yeah. Although it does, this does kind of put a little bit meat into the weak era argument a little bit. What just happened right now? Because, yeah, Alcaraz is a little injured and like it's not there. So Sinner literally lapped up everything. Obviously, it's amazing from Sinner's point of view. And I wouldn't say weak era. It's a lopsided era. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, to the point that Sinner has been winning most of his matches in straight sets, and when he had the match with Medvedev, I think it was the semifinal, Medvedev took a set off him, and I'm like, whoa, everyone stop what you're doing. Medvedev got a set off a Sinner.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I saw that message.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is what we've been calibrated to.
yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, French Open, man. I feel like Sinner is the favorite to win, but there's a part of me that says like he cannot win.
You think he's been playing too much?
Yes. That was the argument because 3 Masters in a row, played all matches. No, sorry, 5 Masters in a row because there's not a lot of space between Miami and
Monte
Monte
Carlo. Yeah.
Carlo. So that sort of makes it like 7 times 4 plus 6, 28, 34 matches since March. That's not good.
Well, there is precedent for this. Novak, Rafa, they've had similar runs before.
Yes, but they've lost and they've gotten little breaks. In I've seen some of their, not all of them, but I've seen some of the calendars. Sometimes they lose a semifinal. One of them loses a semifinal, a quarterfinal, or something, which gives just enough of a break. I feel like.
So this run that Sinner's on right now, completely unprecedented.
I think so. No one has played these many matches in a row like this.
Yeah, well, he makes it look easy, so we'll see. Maybe he'll just cruise through the first few rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting back into our previous activity of choosing winners and dark horses for these majors. So
Yeah.
might as well get it out of the way now. I mean, and we can choose the same person too.
I think we should,
Really,
David.
should we roll for it?
Scissors.
Okay. On shoot.
On shoot. Yeah.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I'll try again.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
I
Right.
feel like you did it late, but it's fine.
No, no latency here.
Stop the steal.
So I'm choosing men's first or everything first?
Yeah, choose men's first.
All right. Shocker. I'm choosing sinner.
I'm gonna choose Rafael Hodar. No,
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna choose. Should I choose Daniil Medvedev? No,
On
I'm gonna
clay?
choose Novak Djokovic.
Okay. Going for 25.
Going for 25. Yeah.
Okay. So no back for you. Dark horse. Do you want to do rock paper scissors for this too?
No, no. I think that's enough. You know what? You go for it.
Again, dark horse is defined as anyone outside of the seeded players.
Yeah.
So let me just look at these rankings here. I think actually, no, I know who I'm choosing. I'm choosing Block X.
Okay.
First name Alexander. Let me just check his ranking. Oh, he's 36, so he's good. Well, actually, no, that doesn't mean the seeding though. Let me just check the draw.
You're still fine. You're still fine.
Oh yeah,
I
he's
know.
outside. Yeah, yeah.
I know this. You're fine.
I don't know too much about him, but he's definitely well. I watched him in Next Gen, so he's along with like Hodar and Landaluthe, like that generation, doing really well right now. So I think he can
Yeah.
actually go deep.
Which, by the way, we didn't discuss this, but Rafael Hodar, like, oh my god! And one more Spanish guy. I'm blanking on his name, man.
Landaluthe.
Andalute. My god, these guys are. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's about time Spain came up with some quality players.
Yeah, but seriously, these are giving Alcaraz 2021 kind of like before the rise.
Yeah, I actually saw both of the Spanish guys at Indian Wells, and those are really fun matches.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And the fact that they're not seeded means that you can catch them in these early round matches, and it's really exciting to see them.
And not just that, some really, what's the word for it? You could catch their matches against some like seeded players.
Yeah, on like maybe a smaller court.
Yeah, and it is probably gonna be like a whole thing.
Yeah, I actually have Black X losing to Rublev in the round of 16 in my bracket, but I do hope that he makes it far.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
your dark horse is
Hold on.
okay, cool. Let's do the same for women.
Rock paper scissors.
Oh yes, ready?
Rock paper scissors shoot.
Yes, Rock wins
I
again.
almost feel like you do it late.
Stop the steal. All right,
uh,
let me toggle over to WTA. Yes, for my bracket, I mean, the winner I'm going to choose is based on my bracket, so I chose Rybakina.
oh yeah, Sabalenka. No, wait,
Oh,
wait, wait. Sorry, no. I picked Iga.
interesting. You think Iga's going to break the Penko curse?
I actually filled my bracket. I put Iga breaking the Penko curse. I almost didn't want to do it. I was gonna take Penko out earlier because that sort of thing happens. But I don't know. I just felt brave. I did it. Iga
Well,
breaking the Penko curse,
if it's
and
any,
then Iga beating Svitolina right after.
I think that's a toss-up. Svitolina has been on fire lately, but
Not just that, Svitolina has a really good record against Iga.
yeah, especially lately, winning the title in Rome. So, and she beat Iga on the way there. But
Svitolina is 3, Iga 4.
oh,
So
okay,
that's actually really good against.
yeah. If there's any tournament that Iga has a chance, like the best chance against Ostapenko, it is Roland Garros. But I still believe in the curse. So
I believe in the curse too. I just want it to be questionable.
yeah, well, I just want them to meet at all.
True. I like that match is the most blockbuster match. That's bigger than to me that's bigger than women's French Open final.
Yeah, kind of like the Iga Osaka meetup from 2 years ago. But there's a bunch of like juicy, even first round matches, like Iala Jovic. You have Osaka Siegemund. Taylor
Oh,
Townsend Goff.
I totally forgot about Iala.
Yeah.
When I filled out my bracket, I kind of like blinded some of it because it's really exhausting to fill out the bracket.
Yeah. And then on the men's side, you have like Fils Wawrinka first round,
Yeah.
and also like Monfils Gaston, so two French players.
Mm.
So yeah, lots of the draw gods have smiled upon us, it seems.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, there's always a little bit like first round always has some really interesting matches.
Yeah.
And that's why we love to go to first round when we go to US Open.
Yeah, a lot of dark horses even this list, you know. So speaking of dark horses,
Speaking of dark horses, yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah.
what's your women's dark horse?
Well, some of the players I wanted to choose actually got seeded.
Yeah, a lot of the players that got seeded, the ones that I would pick in a dark horse.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say I didn't get a chance to see her at Indian Wells, even though I wanted to. This one-handed backhand player from Austria, Lily Tagger. She's pretty young too. I think
That's a
she
dark
is,
horse pick?
yeah, super dark horse.
Wow. I was
Cur-
gonna go with you know who is a dark horse now that you like would normally not consider a dark horse at all?
Sakari,
No, Kinwen.
but she's seeded, right? Oh no, she's
She's
not.
not seeded. And that's my dark horse pick.
Okay, good one.
It's insane, right? Really think about this. Kinwen Jung, who was what, won 2 years ago. Not
Olympics,
French
yeah,
Open, but on the same court, a tournament where all the top players played.
yeah,
Most of the top players. But yeah.
yeah. That was a different year too, because like her opponent was Vekic, right? Donna Vekic, and she also has kind of fallen off.
Yeah. And in my bracket, for some reason, I don't know why, but like I have Donna Vekic going to round of 16. I'm kind of now kind of going like, should I keep that or go with it? I think I'm gonna go
I
with it.
have her losing to Osaka.
Yeah. I have Osaka losing to Laura Siegmund because Laura Siegmund does that kind of crap to
Yep.
people. Like, can't win that day.
Yeah, giant slayer.
Yeah.
Some
So
of the Asian Americans have been doing really well though. Claire Liu just won a title, I think maybe the challenger. Or no, she won qualifying actually. She got through qualifying. And then Anne Lee got pretty
yeah,
far in the last
Jeff
tournament.
Pegula is gonna hit the Victoria Mboko wall, and
Yeah.
that's my opinion.
And our compatriot, sorry, my compatriot, Coleman Wong got the lucky loser spot. So we're very happy about that. If Coleman Wong, I don't want to be white.
Yeah.
And Lerner is also in the mix. He did pretty well.
You
He
know
just
what's
beat
funny in every bracket is whether or not you're gonna make Bublik win the first round. He's C9 though. I mean, think about this.
I have
He,
been going pretty far.
yeah, I struggled with that myself, and then I love the guy so much. I just put him up to around a 16, which maybe I shouldn't.
A lot. So do I. I have Shelton beating him there.
Same. Yeah. This is fun. This is my first time filling out the served bracket. Uh, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll have an update for you next time we record about how we did. The tournament might be close to being done at that point, but it'll be fun to see how it all played out. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the interview we had last time with Kaya. We'll have more interviews for you with other fine folks. And if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. And if you have any opinions on what we talked about today, or if you are in SF and have more information on the Cabal, feel free to let us know. But until next time, please feel free to follow us on Instagram at questionablepod and give us a rating and like and subscribe on YouTube, of course. Until next time, bye.